back to the rest of this press conference. I'm very pleased to say that we're joined by Jerome D'Ambrosio for Faraday Future Dragon Racing, Adam Carroll for Jaguar Racing, and Felix Rosenquist for Mahindra. Adam, I'm going to start off with you, because I saw a video recently of you doing a little bit of training at altitude. Can you just talk us through what was going on? You and Mitch Evans, with an oxygen mask on, running very fast, and you looking actually really quite exhausted.
No, it was actually a VO2 max test, so we just did a general fitness test, just to see where we are. And that was last year. That was the first one we did. So we've actually done one since then, and we're obviously trying to improve all the time. So yeah, I think altitude is. We didn't actually particularly do that, but. You can't feel
it was a test of your fitness.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And how was your fitness in relating to Mitch Evans?
Right. Yes, it's improved a bit since then, but yeah, it was not too bad. I'll never say I'm the fittest person in the world, but I'm not in bad shape.
But are you enjoying being here in Mexico City?
Yes,
First
absolutely.
time for you and the team?
Yes, I've been here. I think it's my 4th time. So yeah, it's a great track and great facility, and it's still technically sort of in the city, so it's quite special in the park.
Excellent. Now, Jerome, obviously being here, got to bring back some pretty good memories as you were crowned the winner of the race. Not initially, it was only later after Lucas di Grassi was disqualified for his car being underweight. But just give us a bit of an insight into what we can expect at this track, and what do you have to do to win a race here?
I have to be able to close the doors pretty well and cut your gains. No, seriously. Last year was great for us. It's important to start in the front, obviously, and last year being on pole was something important. But then in the race, it's going to be a bit different this year, because especially one place where I managed to always keep Seb, who was a bit quicker than me, behind me, was the first chicane. Just because of the layout of the corner, I was able to really block nicely. That has changed now, so I think this year's track will promote more overtakings, which is good for the fans. So yeah, apart from that, it's like you say, it's high altitude. You have to be able to maintain that pace all the race. It's definitely the toughest race of the season, and yeah, that's about it. I think this year we have another element of temperature, which is it's going to be warmer, and that might also influence the race.
And also, we're coming back. You're all in different cars. Do you think you've got a car that can challenge for a podium finish this year?
Well, yeah, I think we can if we put it together, but obviously Formula E is all about putting that weekend together and getting a smooth weekend. We had the first one in Buenos Aires. It was better, and team finished with like 6th. We were running in the front there, so that was better. But ultimately, whether it's in Mexico or in Buenos Aires or wherever, your car is your car. So it's not like, this car is better suited for this track and that car better suited for another track. So I think in those terms, the grid is not going to change.
Felix, let's have a little chat with you. Obviously, in your second race, you were on the podium, which was a phenomenal start to the season. A bit of a slip-up in Buenos Aires. How do you think you're looking ahead of this race?
Yeah, I think we've been really strong all year, actually. Every track we went to, we never really had any weaknesses, I would say. It's just been all good from the beginning. I think our weak point has been that we've done some small mistakes. In Hong Kong, I did a mistake, and in Buenos Aires, the team had a small issue on the pit stop with the car. And I think this weekend is all going to be about not doing mistakes and just getting what's there for us to take. So I'm sure we can be fighting for podiums again, so it's going to be cool.
Now, you have a reputation of being incredibly quick on street circuits. Obviously, we're here at a purpose-built track. How do you think that's going to suit you, and how do you think that's going to suit the Mahindra car?
Well, yeah, you're right. But then in Marrakesh, we were actually really good, which was also more of a normal track. So in that sense, I think we should be good here as well. So I'm quite opportunistic for that.
So do you think the track will suit the Mahindra car in comparison to, say, the Renault car?
It's very hard to say. I've never been here as well, and the track looks completely new compared to last year. But as I said before, I think we've been strong everywhere, so I'm quite hopeful that we'll be okay.
Adam, Mitch Evans had a fantastic qualifying result when we were in Buenos Aires. Do you think we can start to see some of those performances again here in Mexico City?
I hope so. So it's I'd like to have a good qualifying and get up there as well. But you know, it was very encouraging for us as a team to see some speed and everything. As Jerome said, it really has to come together and work on the weekend. You know, and that's where as a team we're getting stronger all the time and learning. So I feel quite good about this weekend, and you know what we know now even from last weekend is good. Had a few small issues, but you know, we understand what those are, and that's the main thing. So yeah, I hope we can show good form again.
And how do you feel your development within the championship has gone? You know, this is still only the 4th race for both yourself and the team as well. Do you feel like you've got to grips with the car and the championship now?
Yeah, it's our 4th race ever, and you know, the team have worked so hard, and you know, the gaps in the championship have been quite good for us actually, because you know we've worked extremely hard, and you know I think BA showed that when it comes together and works as it should, and we know it can, then you know we can be competitive. So yeah, you know, I'm confident we can. We're improving all the time, and you know this weekend should be pretty good.
Jerome, you seem to spend quite a lot of your time competing with your teammate. Do you think that's the case again this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think we've got the luck at Dragon Racing. I mean, we're very close, Luck and I, and I think you know, I think when you have 2 good drivers trying to fight for top positions, you're always going to find, you're always going to have these moments where your 2 cars are close, and it's making a big story when it's teammates. But I think it's, you know, I think it's a good thing, because you know, if you look, we've had that in Beijing last year, in Punta del Este, in London. I mean, in many races we were close to each other, and that's probably going to happen here as well. I don't remember a race actually not, you know, being behind or in front of Loic at one point throughout the race, and I don't see why it shouldn't be the case here.
Some of the Formula E drivers, like Sebastian Buemi, they're actually flying from Monza as they've been testing for the World Endurance Championship, and they arrive at some crazy hour tomorrow morning. Do you think you can take advantage of that? Because they might be, well, I'm assuming quite tired, and coffee might not really get them through the day.
Well, I think, you know, for sure it's not ideal. At the same time, you know, I mean, if you do a 24-hour race, you know, you sleep 2 hours, you pick up the steering wheel at 4 in the morning, and you get to do a stint, and often it's actually a really good stint. So, you know, Seb is, especially for him, you know, he knows his car's going really well, and he knows the drill of a Formula E weekend. So yeah, for sure it's not ideal, but I think you can definitely run the day through adrenaline, and that's what he's going to do.
Felix, one of the things that we do at Formula E is the E-race, which is when the racing drivers compete against fans in the virtual world. Felix is particularly good at this, and I believe you're actually going head-to-head with Olli Pakala, one of the gamers, later this afternoon. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, since there was some controversy in Las Vegas with the fan boost error, we decided that me and Olli will have a rematch, who's actually the best one here this weekend. So Mahindra actually flew him over, so he came last night, and I think it's 1 o'clock today. We will have a race, so that will be cool. And I think the winner gets an electric scooter as well, so it's quite good.
I was going to ask, are you putting back your money on the table for?
No money this time.
So have you been practicing a lot on the simulator and on your computer game?
That's all he does. That's all he does all day in Monaco.
No, actually, yeah, I did the sim work with Mahindra, but otherwise it's quite hard to practice for it. So it's just been a normal preparation.
Well, we'll soon find out. Good luck for that
Thank you very much.
E-race that you'll be doing. Well, I think that's about everything that we were going to talk about. Are there any questions from the audience? Don't know if we start in English or in Spanish.
It's English. Raise your hand if you have any. Yep.
Juan Pablo Sanchez from Milenio. Jerome, after last year, after last year, you went to the podium on 2nd place, but then you win the race. Do you hope to be on the first place of the podium this time?
Yeah, honestly, it's always better to win a race on the podium, you know, and be first on the podium. But at the same time, as I said earlier, you know, a lot of people asked me the question this weekend about, you know, last year's race and being handed the trophy in, you know, post-race and so on. Honestly, the emotion and the podium last year was already so incredible, being second up there, that in the end it was just different numbers on papers. You know, at night, okay, the numbers changed, but it was equally, of course, winning would have been amazing, but I mean, already the level of enthusiasm from the fans and the atmosphere, and it was definitely the most beautiful podium I've been on. That, yeah, the emotion was already so great that was already good.